I have a friend, American friend, and a few years ago he moved to Moscow. And I asked him, what do you think about Russia? And he answered, you know, it's very weird. You seem very cold and you don't smile. You seem very sad and even aggressive. And I was scared. But then I understood. I understood that you are so cold only with strangers. With your family, with your friends, you are completely different. So, if you smile, be sure I am really happy to see you. And in conclusion, our country is very interesting. This nature, this climate, even people, because in different parts of country there are different nationalities. So it's very difficult to explain you. You just should come and see it.
Where are you, Anna?
Thank you, Ekaterina Andreevna. Andrea. Thank you. Don't run away. Stay with me. Stay with me. Feedback. Thank you. Very interesting. You know what? It's interesting for me because every year, for example, last year we had there were other students from Russia who gave a presentation. But every year I add another little piece of knowledge. For example, I knew nothing about the closed towns. I was really, that's interesting to know. But no feedback from me, feedback from you. Who wants to give some feedback? Who wants to ask a question? Who wants to make a comment? She wants to ask a question.
I want to visit Russia.
Oh.
It's very good. Yeah. But what do you think about Putin?
Oh.
Every day ask me
About him.
So, no, actually, I don't support his policy.
Other comments? Other questions? Can I ask you the 5 fingers? Do you remember 5 points, 5 sentences, 5 words? 5 messages, important messages that Katerina gave us. Eve gave us. 5. I'll give you the number 1. I already mentioned this too. I was really surprised. I didn't know, and it's interesting to know about the 44. I'm sorry. Closed. 11 is another piece of information that you gave us. Closed towns. Did you know? No. Did you understand the why closed? Why? Anybody? Yeah, can you speak up? Because otherwise. No? Okay. Russian government decided to create these towns. Okay. So they were like secret towns. And some relatives, your relatives are living one of them. Nice quality of life in those towns?
Actually, no. No, it's just a little city without, for example, good universities. So my uncle decided to come to my city, to Nizhny Novgorod, for studying there. I don't know, there is nothing to see, there is nothing to do, but this city is not criminal like this. Yeah, so it's very safe.
No more nuclear power. No more nuclear. You don't know. Maybe that is scary. Other aspects that you found interesting about
11 time zones.
11 time zones. Yeah. Why did you find it interesting?
Because in our countries there is one time zone, but in our countries there are 11 time zones.
So if you call a person, you have to pay attention to the time. Otherwise, the person will be sleeping in the night. Yeah, I was also not aware of 11 time zones. Thank you. Any other aspect that she mentioned and you found interesting or intriguing? Anything else? No?
She said that Christmas is not
I think that it's not popular. So it's the last day of our holiday, so the next day we go to
So yes, there is Christmas, but not so popular as in our country, Western cultures. Thank you. Anything else? Yes. To you.
Why, for killing God, your government decided that these people, if they want to come to Russia, they have to have the foreign passport and Europe visa. But this country is included in as a Russian country.
Yes, but in
Why?
this case, you have to cross other cities.
In this case, you have to cross other cities. So to enter to another city, you have to have a foreign passport and also visa.
Is there also other reason behind that? Just cross the country and that's it?
Only this. Don't be suspicious. Only this.
But also you have a foreign passport here in Italy. Foreign passport, also visa.
Because it is, compared to my country, we have a lot of islands, like 17,000 islands, but we have only one passport for everyone.
No, we also have our passport, our Russian passport, and one more passport to go abroad.
But they are, in my opinion, they are still Russian, but why? It is just...
Because it's separated. It's in another point of our planet, and to get there you have to cross two other countries, Belarus and Lithuania.
Okay. Your point.
So in order to be able to cross the border of other countries, then you have to have foreign passport and European.
It's a little bit like in Italy, like San Marino or Vatican. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Thank you for your questions. Any other question or any other comments? Interesting aspects. We said the 5. I mentioned the closed towns. You mentioned the 11 time zones. She mentioned the passports. We need 2 more. You mentioned Christmas. We need 1 more. We need 1 more. We need 1 more interesting aspect.
Hear me?
The
winter, I don't remember when, but the lowest temperature was 71.2 degrees Celsius.
incredible.
How many jackets?
I believe you don't. Do you go out or you stay at home on those days?
When it's minus 35, children are allowed to stay at home and don't go to school. But in this case, we go for a walk.
35. If it's 30, they have to go. You see stereotypes, and they think of vodka. Okay. Should we stop at this point? Should we say thank you to Katerina? And one more thing about the name. You were surprised about the name. That you take the name of your father. Yeah? This is also interesting because once again it depends on the country. For example, in Spain, thinking of last names, and he looks at me. No, in Spain, if a child, someone that wants to adopt the mother's name, last name, they can do it. They can do it. So you have your name, then father's last name, mother's last name, or vice versa. I don't know the order, but so once again, it depends on the culture. Thank you. Clapping for her. Thank you. Number 2. Today it's all international. Then there will be another one.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, today I will introduce Chinese internet economics instead of my country, China, because I think this part will be more interesting. After my sharing, I hope that you will interested in Chinese internet economics, and after that we can talk about this. And you know nowadays, international economy is more and more popular. So for everybody need to know that. And maybe every day you need to use the internet and you will create the internet economy around the world. And based on this, I will introduce 2 Chinese international companies, Alibaba and Tencent. After that, you will notice why I would choose these 2. And first, I would like to introduce Alibaba. Alibaba Group Holding Limited is China's largest services international company. And his services is based on B2B, B2C, and C2C. And since April 2016, Alibaba beyond Walmart to become the world's largest retailer. And after that, do you know 91.217 billion yuan equal to how much euro or how much dollars? Just guess. Nearly $14 billion. And I have a question. If you have the one of the biggest company in the world, and I ask you to earn the money, $14 billion within one day, how do you do? It seems crazy, right? Just like an impossible mission. But actually, Alibaba did it. And now we need to read the radio. Sorry, there's some technological problem.
Okay.
Why I cannot open the
Oh, there we go. It takes time, but it's open.
Singles Day, an online shopping day in China that is similar to Cyber Monday in the US. This year's sales were up 58.6% from last year, when the company pulled in about $8.9 billion. This year is the first time for Alibaba to open its Singles Day offerings to shoppers outside of China. Customers from 232 countries and regions outside of the Chinese mainland joined in the shopping spree. Alibaba said about 68% of its transactions were made on mobile devices. This year's shopping extravaganza came days after China unveiled proposals for the 13th five-year plan, which said consumption should play a fundamental role in future economic growth. Jack Ma, founder and board chairman of Alibaba, said this year's Singles Day sales showed the strength of China's domestic demand.
The Singles Day shopping spree is only part of China's strong domestic consumption. We are using the internet and e-commerce as a means to stimulate domestic demand. We believe China's middle class will be over 50 million strong within the next 15 years. This group will demand a high quality of life and drive the country's economy as a whole.
Okay, that's the video. And now let's back to the PowerPoint.
F5. Press F5.
And after that, I would like to introduce Tencent. Maybe nobody knows this country, but I want to ask who now is using the QQ or WeChat. If you have this app, please hands up.
QQ.
WeChat may be more popular than QQ.
I know it.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually,
Simone knows.
Of course.
QQ.
Thank you very much. Actually, QQ maybe now is not so popular around our countries. So because of the chance, also I would like to introduce the WeChat first. Because now it's very, very popular and very, very useful. And now we need to know what is the WeChat. Its function is more like WhatsApp and Facebook. And not only this, with WeChat's development, now he also creates new functions. It's e-wallet. Let's try this technological problem is solved or not. Okay. Just wait a moment.
WeChat is the world's largest standalone messaging app, but there's a lot more to the platform than just chatting. In China, it's basically its own ecosystem, and brands both big and small are jumping on board. So here are the top 3 things every brand should know about WeChat. Lots of people are using it. There are more than 1 billion accounts and 600 million monthly active users. That's more than both Instagram and Twitter. And to top that off, 60% of WeChatters open the app more than 10 times a day. That's a lot of eyeballs for brands to target. WeChat is more than communication. In China, you can hail cabs, order food, buy movie tickets, play games, check in for flights, send money, book a doctor's appointment, read articles, you get it. It's basically all your essential apps tacked into one. That means users stay logged on, but more importantly, many users have their bank account information linked to WeChat, making transactions seamless. Big brands are signing up. McDonald's China was the first to join by offering coupons to followers. Luxury brands like Burberry take it to another level by creating an artsy, interactive experience tied to their runway shows. Want to customize your sneakers? Nike lets you do that right in WeChat as well as order and ship them out. WeChat has created a unique ecosystem of commerce and social, and it might be a good idea for brands to keep a close eye on it.
And we talk about the e-wallets, so we cannot ignore another apps, Alipay. And now we can make a table to compare these 2 apps. According to this table, we can see that though the market share is the biggest with the Alipay, but because its advantage the convenient process about the payment. So the Alipay also have the threats from the WeChat payment. And do you know how the WeChat payment to increase their market share? In China, we know when the festivals, the Spring Festival comes, the elder people will prepare the bed to the youngers, such as this, we call red bag. We will put money in here and elders will give ours for whole ours happiness and so on. But these traditional ways now we change to fashionable ways. So they put this to the apps. Now, when the Spring Festival comes, our elder people will give us money, this rabbits in the WeChat instead of to give the real rabbit. And also, this will increase the international cash flows. And also, it will development of the international credit and finance and so on. Also, every coin has two sides. So these two companies also have their own problems. For example, Alibaba now is focusing on the free goods, and also the Tencent also has the responsibility to prevent the spread of the rumors. That's not only in China, these problems exist. Also in each country which wants to develop its own internet economies. So I hope that we can solve those problems, and we can create a great and wonderful social networks in the future. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you very much.
Again, actually, once again, as I said before, every time a different presentation from last year, 2 years ago, there was another presentation about China, Chinese culture, but this time I'm learning things, gradually expanding my knowledge of these countries. So China considered from a different perspective, internet, companies perspective. Nice, because you also integrated where you study, business English, and the presentation of your country. And comments from you at this point. The other 5 fingers, 5 aspects that you found interesting about this presentation. Anything that you want to say?
I know WeChat. I don't know it is Chinese. So, okay.
Now you will know the WeChat is made in China. Also, Chinese companies have the opportunity to show their products to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Another comment. We said 5. Another comment. Interesting aspect. Intriguing piece of information that he gave us. You need to react more than me this time, because he mentioned so many things about economic aspects rather than cultural, rather than linguistic. Osvaldo, you want to say something? No comments. Too technical for you, maybe.
No, because I'm so amused that I can say nothing.
Oh, I like this. So amused that you can say nothing this time. Because Osvaldo, for those of you who don't know Osvaldo so much,